from this government, Mr. Speaker.
Dr. Jian Yang.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, I would like to make a few comments about Tracy Martin's speech. I was simply appalled by when I heard that Tracy Martin was saying that private companies are not New Zealand companies. This really reflects Tracy Martin's attitude towards New Zealand companies. Well, you said that because it's a private company, therefore it's not a New Zealand company. That's what you said. So now, Mr. Speaker, we all know that the New Zealand economy is recovering well from the global financial crisis. New Zealand is and will continue to be one of the fastest growing economies among OECD countries. I'm very proud of what the government has been achieving. Mr. Speaker, the government has been working very hard to build a more competitive and productive economy. This has been one of nationals' top priority, one of the main priorities. This bill will deliver more jobs and growth for New Zealanders. So, Mr. Speaker, tourism is one of our most important pillars for our economy. The New Zealand International Convention Centre will further boost our tourism industry. I have no doubt about this because I have talked to a number of professionals in this industry, and all of them shared my views. As a matter of fact, for years, the tourism industry and the business sector have been asking for an international convention centre to be built in New Zealand to ensure we compete with Australia and Asia by tapping into the growing market of high-value business visitors. The New Zealand International Convention Centre is expected to attract about 33,000 more conference delegates to New Zealand each year. Now let me quote Tourism New Zealand Chief Executive Kevin Bowler. He says, international delegates deliver the highest average daily spend of all visitors, spending over $3,000, while holiday, visiting friends and relatives, and business arrivals spend under $3,000. Mr. Speaker, there are indeed people in our community who do have issues with gambling. However, it is worth noting that the Department of Internal Affairs acknowledges that the figures are very difficult to quantify, and putting a cost on it is, quote, extremely difficult. Mr. Speaker, under the agreement, SkyCity will have to introduce a predictive modeling tool that analyzes data to identify players at risk of problem gambling, as well as a voluntary pre-commitment system where players can elect to restrict the amount of time they play or the amount they spend. And in August of this year, the Gambling Commission published its review of SkyCity's Auckland Casino program. Its assessment included extensive consultation with the Salvation Army, the Ministry of Health, the Department of Internal Affairs, and Lifeline Aotearoa. The report concluded that New Zealand's regulatory environment is rigorous in the extent to which it emphasizes responsible gambling principles, and that Auckland Casino's current host responsibility program is of a high standard internationally. Now, Mr. Speaker, the New Zealand International Convention Centre is just one of the government's around 330 initiatives in the business growth agenda to grow jobs and growth for all Kiwis. I commend the bill to the House. Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Speaker.
Sorry to interrupt the honourable member. The time has come for me to leave the chair for the dinner break. This debate is interrupted. I shall resume the chair at 7:30.